Today's talk is about knowing your own worth and then owning it, accepting it and owning it for yourself. And I know that you will be sharing from a professional level as an executive coach. You will talk from just your current situation. You've been in it, dealing with it. Your your professional, your personal, but also your meditative experience. So I'm going to log out now and invite you to take over. Just one last notice, Enrique will be taking questions. So if you do have questions, put them on the question and answer button, and as the event comes to a draw after the meditation, we'll be taking questions and answers then. I'll see you there. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to share with all of you a little bit of my experience about this believe in yourself, no, and connect with your inner value. So important. And I was thinking, what means to believe in yourself? And it was not so easy to find the answer. So I changed a little bit the question and I say, what happened when someone believes in you? And then it was much more easy to understand. And I was thinking about the many executives, women, men, which I work with. And many of them, they say to me, I have reached where I am now because of my boss believed in me, or because my mother believed in me. So many people have reached a high potential and they have reached good positions in professional life and in life because they felt that someone was believing in them. Means that someone was seeing their potential, even though maybe they haven't been able to see in themselves this potential, but someone was there seeing the potential, seeing the possibilities that this person had, and sustaining this vision towards them. And this vision helped them to create these possibilities in themselves. So the thing is, if someone can believe in us and create us this experience, the thing is, how can we create this experience for ourselves? But before that, I would like to share a personal experience with my daughter. I have a daughter, now she's 40 years old, but this was when she was 18. And at that time, I was separated and I was living in the south of Spain. My daughter was living in the north of Spain. So we didn't have so much chances to meet each other, but we were in close contact. But at that time, when she was 18, her mother discovered that she had not going to school any day during 1 year. So she said that she went to school and then she went to another place with some people and drinking and taking different things, no? So it was not so good life. So she was discussing with her and she was feeling very bad. And suddenly she phoned me and she said, please, can you take your daughter with you? Because I cannot cope with her anymore. We are discussing all the time, fighting, and I cannot cope anymore. So please take you with you. So I invite her, of course, and she came to me in Sevilla. I had at that time a big house, so different floors and typical house from Andalusia with a patio in the middle. So she had a nice room with his bathroom, so he was independent. I was in the second floor, and I saw her. She arrived really in a bad condition, physically bad condition, emotionally really unbalanced, mentally not so good. So I thought what to do. So then my feeling was, because I was already meditating and leading a more spiritual life, no, and connected with myself. So I said, well, let's have conversations with her. Just sit with her and ask how she feels and what she needs. So we started to have conversations. And I always had about her a very positive vision. I always saw in her the potential that she has, and she has demonstrated later. So I was seeing the present situation, but at the same time, I was seeing the inner situation, the potential that she had. So slowly, after a few months, it took 1 year. This is not something that cannot change in one day, but we had many conversations. So she get used to that conversations. And because I work as a coach, I was asking her coaching questions. And so at the beginning, she was feeling a little bit strange, but then she started to like that, no? So she, little by little, she was getting confidence in herself. But it was difficult for her to study because she has stopped for 1 year to study. She was difficult to her to concentrate. So she had many problems, but I continue to have this vision towards her that she will pass through this situation and she will do good things in her life. So I said to her, I don't mind about your studies. I don't mind about what you will do in the future, in a sense that the only thing that I want is you to be happy and to decide the best thing for you, and I will support you. So after many conversations, one day she started to cry and she said to me, oh, I would like to be a little child again because it's so difficult to take decisions and become mature. And I say, I'm sorry, but this is your destiny. This is your next step. I will not say to you what you need to do. I will support you in what you decide to do. So I hug her and I say, I will support you, but you will take the decision. So I help her, empowering help, seeing this vision. And I never saw her weak. I never saw her in this bad situation. So I trained her also to talk to the teachers in the school because she was not getting good results because she was not used to study at that time. And I said to her, talk to your teachers. And she said to me, talk, you come to talk. And I say, no, 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 you will do it. So talk to your teachers and say to them that you want to continue to study because this is what you want to do. Yes, yes. And say that it was difficult for you because you had a very difficult year, but you want to study in the university, so you need help from them. So he talked to each of his teachers, and at the end of the course, she passed all the subjects. They give her a 5. In Spanish, 0 to 10. So 5 is to pass just in the middle, no? And it was not real, in fact, but they saw in her the will, the intention to change and to continue to study. So they took the decision to help her. So she was surprised, no, that this conversation with the teachers help her to pass. And then she started to get new energy. She started to have new enthusiasm, and she took the decision to go to Barcelona, where I was not living there. I was in Sevilla. Her mother was not living there. So she took the decision to live by herself, to study design, and to find a job. So it was incredible how in 1 year, having this vision of believing in her, she started to believe in herself. And she went to Barcelona. She studied 3 years at the university. She got very good results. She got a job and so many things. And still now, then she became an entrepreneur. She started a small business. Now she has 2 restaurants. She has more than 10 people working for her. And she has very good energy, enthusiasm, and very positive vision of the future. And last week I was talking to her because now his restaurants are closed and she's not getting any income. So I said to her, you are worried about this? She said, no, I'm not worried. I have asked for a loan, but I'm sure that we will get through this situation and we will get something positive. So I said to her, I trust you and I believe in you and I'm sure that you will do this. And she said to me, yes, I'm sure also. So I was so surprised and so happy to hear that she still has this confidence in herself, this energy of positivism in herself that, of course, she has made her own efforts. But I think this year of conversations, of having this vision, positive vision towards health, imprinted in her some energy that still remains and she has been able to develop more and more and more. So the thing is, how can we do these things not with other people, but with ourselves? And this is the question, how to do it. It's the same process. The idea is to start first to put the intention. Really, I want to believe in myself. And this is a decision. As my daughter, she had to take a decision. It was not easy. It was difficult. but she took it. And then when you would take a decision, then the energy comes with this decision. So the first thing is to put intention and say, yes, why not to believe in myself? Why not? What is making me not believe in myself? So put the intention and the determination that I'm sure that I have this potential, these qualities, these resources, this energy inside myself that I can do wonders in my life if I connect with that. Because what happens usually? Usually what happens is that we believe in ourselves, but we believe our small self or our, I don't know in English, small self, no? You see yourself very small and you compare yourself with others saying, oh, these people are very good, they're very smart, these people are wonderful, and I'm not so good, I cannot do these things. So these are these inner voices inside yourself that are sabotaging you. And this is not true. This is just a creation that you have created with thoughts of your parents, your teachers, your friends, the culture that you are living, and you have start to believe that this is the truth. So the starting point to believe in yourself and to connect with your values, with your worth, is to go inside yourself. And here's when meditation plays a very important role. Meditation is the art of stopping, disconnecting from outside for a while and go inside to see yourself, to connect with yourself, to understand yourself, to know yourself, and then to go outside again. But find time to understand yourself, to be your best friend, to make friends with yourself. No? And then when you go inside and you start to look at yourself, first you need awareness, because you start to be aware of these enemies, I would say, these voices. No, there are, today I was thinking about three voices. No, the voice of doubts. No, it's not possible, I cannot do this. Oh, I don't know, I don't know. So many people also, when I work with them and I ask questions, what do you think about yourself? Well, I don't know. And they repeat many times, I don't know, I don't know. And sometimes then I give it them back, you know, and say, what do you think about this word that you are repeating? I don't know, I don't know. And they don't feel very nice. And I say, why you don't say I know and say something? So this voice of doubting all the time, I don't know, I don't know. There is another voice of judging yourself, the judge. Why are you doing this? This is not right. This is not good. You are always doing the same. Look, you are not worth of that. So the judge. And then there is another voice, is the victim. There are many other voices, but these three, I think, are very connected with self-beliefs. No? So the victim voice, oh, I'm different, I cannot do this, it always happened to me, the same situation, I don't have luck, this is my destiny. So you put yourself down. So the first thing I was saying, you need the intention and the enthusiasm and the determination to change and to believe in yourself, but then you need awareness, because you need to be aware of these voices. These voices are just thoughts. Just thoughts. There is nothing else. But there are thoughts in the form of dialogue. And many times, these voices are not your own voice. There are voices of maybe your grandfather, your grandmother, or your teacher, or one boss, or a friend of your partner. There are voices that you have accepted. And this is the key word also. You have accepted as truth. And they are running your life. So awareness of these voices, and when you hear these voices, you need to start to say to them, okay, you have been for so long with me. Now it's time to say goodbye to you. So I invite you to go to the Caribbean, to the beach, and go there for 3 months or 1 year and let me alone. I don't want you to be more with me because you have limited myself. Now I've decided to create a new voice, a new pattern of thoughts, because this is, remember, just thoughts. It's not the reality. Are thoughts that you have believed in them and you have accepted them. So when you start to be aware of that, you need to work with that, no? And to put it aside, and then go inside and start to create the, the self that you want to become. I remember that I was not a peaceful being. Now I have practiced a lot and I love peace. I feel peace inside myself. And many times, many people say that you are spreading peace. No, so peace is part of my nature now. I was not like this. I was very nervous, very active, very reactive person. This was my natural nature. So when I start to change and start to meditate, I thought to myself, I want to experience peace. I want to be peaceful. I want to have peace in my life because my mind was running so fast. And I was with this inner tension inside myself. So after making efforts and practicing, one day I experienced very, very deep peace. My mind was completely quiet. It was surprising because I was very aware, but this was like completely quiet. So I thought, what's happened here? And at the same time, a very nice feeling of well-being, well-being that I've never experienced in my life. So I said, I want more of this. I want more of this. I want this. So I put this thought of determination and the intention that I want peace in my life. And I started to practice this thought. I'm a peaceful being. Peace is my nature. And at the beginning was not my nature. This was not my way of being, but feeling, accepting this thought, visualizing myself as a peaceful being, seeing myself in different situations, acting as a peaceful being was creating a new connection. As you know now, neuroscience says that no, that our thoughts create connections. These connections create patterns, and these patterns then become behaviors in our lives. No? So this connection of thoughts creates the experience in your life. So you can create a new experience having new thoughts, having new connections in your mind. So my suggestion is be aware of these dialogues that are not helping you and start to create your new identity. And when you go inside, you realize that there is a lot of treasures inside yourself. First, you see these voices. This is the first thing. This is why many people stop meditating, because they don't go a little bit farther and a little bit more deeper. But when you go out from these voices and you can go a little bit more inside, you discover that there is a lot of beauty inside yourself. So then you start to create this identity of peace, of love, of compassion. So many good things are inside yourself. And the new dialogue is a dialogue of a voice of compassion. Compassion means that I have the wish that you become happy, that you are peaceful, that everything is good for you. So you become your best friend. You become your best friend and you help yourself. And then you act in this way. And you have to start small, practicing a little bit and practicing externally, doing a little bit different things and using this peaceful attitude, more kind attitude, more loving attitude, and see the results. Because finally, actions is what gives you the competency to see yourself that you are able to imbibe these qualities and become this new identity, this new being. And when you see yourself that you are achieving something, very little, but slowly, slowly achieving something, then you start to believe in yourself. And then you see that it's possible to change. I have a lot of potential. There are many good things inside myself that I can offer to the world. And when you develop this inner voice of compassion, of kindness, of love for yourself, yes, the old voices, they come again. The old patterns, they come again. But then you treat yourself with love, with kindness. And you say, okay, Enrique, I talk to myself many times like a friend, no? Enrique, oh, you made again this same mistake. Oh, okay, What have you learned? Let's let's continue again. And you become the one who believes in yourself, the one who gives this empowerment to yourself, even in the wrong, in the bad moments, or the moments when you make a mistake. Mm. And of course, if you can be surrounded by people who believe in you, people who trust you, people who love you, then this will help you a lot to continue to develop this art of believing in yourself, and taking out the best from yourself. I always remember, for me, one of my great teachers, spiritual teachers, Dadi Janki, the international director of the Brahma Kumaris, who passed away a few weeks ago. I had many conversations with her, and she always had, always I say, and it's not exaggerated, it's absolute. Always she had such a vision towards me, towards many people. Of course, I was not the only one, but when I was in her presence, I always felt empowered. And sometimes I went to her to explain that I made this mistake, that again, this pattern, this behavior, this reaction was coming again, and I did this mistake, and this happened to me. And she was putting her face very serious sometimes, but not serious in the bad sense, serious in the sense of determination, no? Looking at me and say, don't stop. I remember always her expression, don't stop, continue to move forward. This has come to say goodbye to you, to bid farewell from you. This is the last come that it will come. I was also again feeling strong and happy and enthusiastic. And sometimes it came again. These old patterns are very, very deep rooted. So sometimes next year I went again and I say, Daddy, sorry, but this happened to me again. What can I do? Again, don't stop, move forward. This is the last time. Wow, again, and never change her vision towards me. And finally, these things were happening. It became my nature, my reality. And I start to really believe in myself. I always had this feeling that I believed in myself. But with meditation and spirituality, it's not only believe in yourself, in your normal self, you start to believe that all of us, we have an essence. We have a very beautiful being inside ourselves, that when you connect with it, you can develop all these qualities that are innate in every one of us: peace, love, happiness, joy, wisdom. So meditation helps you to tap into these qualities and allow them to emerge in your life and become part of your behavior and part of your life. Mhm. So you need to believe in yourself, but also to be surrounded by people who believe in you. Usually, we find people in our lives that they do the contrary. Yes, I'm sure that you have this experience. They don't believe in us. They correct us. They see the defects. They are all the time saying what is wrong, what doesn't work. And this is the general culture, especially in Spain, but I think in many other countries. People are looking more for the things that are lacking, for the things that are not working well. Many people ask to me, say to me what you see that is not working well so that I can improve. And many times I say, look, don't put so much attention on the things that you don't do well, but maybe you can put attention to the things that you do well and put more attention to the better and develop these qualities, and then the other things will go down naturally by themselves. And also, and this is for the people who believe in that, no, because it's more subtle, I would say. But it's important also when you go deep inside yourself and you connect with silence, because in meditation you connect with this inner silence, you feel that there is something more, that there is something else, that there is someone else. Sometimes call it the divine, the source of compassion, the source of peace, the source of light, whatever you want to call it. But I felt that there is someone there who was looking at me with so much love and compassion, with so much kindness, trusting so much in me, that when I I was able to connect with this beautiful experience of this vision, and it's very subtle. It's not very concrete. Someone looking at you. No, it's a feeling. No, it's a sensation that you have inside. This gives you a lot of strength to continue to move forward. Because in life, as you know, many things happen. We commit many mistakes. We react in different situations. Even if we don't want, we give sorrow to other people sometimes, and then we feel guilty, and then we lose hope. So sometimes we need to go inside and just connect with the source, this source of light, and experience this energy coming to us and helping us to clean these inner feelings of frustration, or sometimes sadness, or sometimes guilt. And this is why spiritual journey, the meditation journey, is a very deep journey, very interesting journey, but also some moments of mm, uh, deep work inside, I would say, deep work inside. But I enjoy so much, even the bad moments, because now I know that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. There is always the sun behind the clouds. Now I know. Before it was like a theory. Now I know. And sometimes I feel something is happening. Some feelings are not so good. Okay, wait a little bit. Like now in Spain, in the morning rains, the clouds are there, and in the evening the sun comes out so beautifully. Beautiful sun, and very hot sun. Not like summer, but spring. So sometimes we need in life also to wait so that the clouds can go and the sun comes again. And when you know this pattern of movement, then you trust life. You believe in life. You believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself and you believe in life, you start to believe in others. And this is my job, in fact. I work for people, no, coaching and facilitating groups. And in fact, my job is not so much to talk, and yes, I ask questions and I make them reflect, but my real job is to believe in them and to see the goodness, to see the potential, to see this greatness that they have, because they don't see it. Some people, they start the process and they say to me, my aim is to believe in myself. So it's very common, this. And they have a lot of things. And so my work is not seeing the present situation, but transcend what is in front and see what is inside. This is what other people have done with me. This is my experience. So this I know the wonderful experience that when someone believes in you. I know now the good feeling that you have when you believe in yourself, even though there are still weaknesses and things to transform, but doesn't matter. You see yourself as a victorious person over these weaknesses, even though they still are there, and it will take time, but you can see that it will happen. You have trust in yourself. You have trust in the process. You trust in life, and then you trust in others. And it's so nice living life trusting in others instead of correcting, looking at the mistakes, rejecting, reacting. Because if you do this, it means that this is happening inside yourself, that it is what you are doing with yourself. And sometimes many people say to me, yes, but how can you believe in someone? How can you trust someone who is making all the time mistakes, who behaves in a bad way, who lies, who is not really a true person? And it's not so easy if you see the present situation, but when you see inside the potential, then you are able to perceive the greatness, the goodness there are inside. So the practice is understand that whatever he's expressing or she's expressing is the pain, is the dialogue that she or he has inside himself or herself. It's not something that is saying to you, is the story that he's telling himself or herself. So when you understand that you need to help them to change this, you can see that this is just thoughts, but they have believed in that thoughts. There is just a story that they are telling themselves, but you can help them to change the story. And this is what we are doing, changing our story and helping others to change their story. Story are thoughts. When you change your thoughts, change your experience. When change your experience, change your life. So start to believe in yourself. Start to work with yourself, and you will be surprised of the impact of that. So what else? Yes, when you start to believe in yourself, you can be more authentic, and you can, I would say, you can avoid being pleasing others all the time, you know, because many times people are living the life that others want them to live. Not they are living their own lives, but living the life that others want them to live, because they are pleasing others so that they receive the appreciation of others. So many people in the business field where I work, they are all the time saying very clearly that I need the appreciation, I need the recognition of my boss, of my people, of my team, because if not, I don't feel happy. So they are dependent on that. And this creates a tension, because sometimes I talk to the boss and she says, this person is always asking for so much recognition. She needs, or he needs, to recognize himself. It's not need to say all the time. So this means that there is a lack of self-belief in yourself, a lack of trust in yourself. This is why it's so important to work what I've said before. And then when you work a little bit with yourself, you can start to be yourself, authentic. You don't have fear of saying no for something or saying what you think about the situation. And then you start to be more real, and people appreciate very much the real people. Doesn't mean that you are better. You make mistakes also. You may have weaknesses also, but people say you are real, you are clear. We know where are you. We see you. You don't create different situations. You are clear because you are authentic. And when someone is authentic, is more accepted by others, in the sense that they know they are not playing games. But the main thing is when you are authentic with yourself, you feel great. You feel great. And it's so interesting that it takes so much time to be authentic. At least for me, it took time, and still much more to work inside. But the more I feel that I am authentic, the less insecure I feel, the less self-confidence I have, and the more confidence I have, because I say, well, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I have what I have. I share what I share. I have the experience that I have. I do my best. I try to do good, to have good wishes. And I believe in people. I trust people. So I'm there working on that. And there is nothing more, nothing less. And when you are true to yourself, when you have this kind of honesty, this is the word, honesty. Sorry, because sometimes I'm not so used to speaking English, because for a long time I haven't spoken English, and sometimes the words take time to come. But when you are honest with yourself, this is also a great feeling. And all these things happen inside. This is why so important meditation. Meditation help you. And what is meditation? So many people now are meditating. In Spain, so many people are interested in meditation. I'm conducting so many meditations online with my teams, work teams. They ask me for different meetings that they have. Let's start with a meditation, and with different groups. So now meditation is becoming really a important issue. So meditation is, for me, is the art to go inside, to disconnect from what is outside, and to understand what is going on inside. So to be aware of your mind, because your mind conditions yourself a lot, and to connect with these inner resources. That means to know yourself deeper, deeper. And you need also some knowledge, not only information, not only practice, because if you sit without any information, any knowledge to practice, it's not so easy. So you need to go inside with some understanding of what is happening and to work with these thoughts and to create experiences and then observe yourself. And then becomes a habit of observing yourself, of going inside and see what's happening and enjoying the journey inside. Sometimes it's not so joyful, but at the same time, if you are happy with yourself and you are confident with yourself and you believe in yourself, you become your best friend and you help yourself and you help to move forward and to continue this beautiful journey. Very good. So I think there are some questions, and or let's have a 5 minutes meditation. Why not? Let's have a practice so that we can share a few minutes and then have a few questions and you can continue. So let's have 5 minutes. Just sit comfortably. Find a posture that you can sit for the next 5 minutes in a comfortable way. And first of all, observe your body. Observe your body and see if there is any tension and just release it. So relax a little bit your shoulders. Relax a little bit your face, your neck. Release any tension. Let go any tension that you have. Let go also of any worries, any fears, just for a few minutes. And connect with your breathing. Observe your breathing. Allow your attention to connect with your breathing. Breathing allows you to go inside yourself, because breathing happens outside, but also happens inside. So breathe in, experience peace, and breathe out and experience silence. So with every breath, breathe in peace and breathe out silence. And remain there for a moment. Just conscious breathing. Because breathing happens in the present moment. So when you are breathing consciously, you are living the now, the moment. And in the moment, in the now, there is serenity. So connect with this moment, connect with the present, connect with your breathing. And now you can go a little bit more inside yourself and connect with your core being. Imagine a little point of light in the middle of your forehead, a point of consciousness, a point of concentration. You can imagine it or visualize it or just feeling a little light inside yourself, as you prefer. And allow your attention to connect with your inner light. And feel that from that light, rays of peace are spreading around. And slowly, slowly, you are surrounded by peace, by a beautiful vibration of peace. when you connect with your inner being, you are activating your inner resources, your potential, peace, love, wisdom, happiness, power. So just allow your attention to be within and connect with your light. Be there for a moment. Just be there. Nothing to do, nothing to plan, nothing to resolve, nothing to organize. Just be with yourself and believe in yourself, in your true self, in your higher self. Every one of us has a full potential, beautiful being inside, beautiful qualities, beautiful capacities. Just allow them to emerge and become part of your life. See yourself as this higher self, aware, conscious, peaceful, loving. And the main thing, accept yourself as a peaceful being and loving being. Even if you don't feel that you are right now this, but accept yourself as a peaceful being. And you will be surprised if you continue to practice how these qualities will start to become part of your life. You will be surprised. This was my experience. Just practice. Go inside and repeat inside yourself, I'm a peaceful being. I'm a loving being. I'm a conscious being. And connect with that thought. Believe in that thoughts, those thoughts. Accept those thoughts as reality. And enjoy the experience. And now you can breathe deeply and move a little bit your body and come back. Thank you for your attention. And let's see some questions.
Thank you, Enrique. So yes, there's a few questions that have come. I'm sure more will be coming through. The first one is how to find a balance of taking feedback from others, listening to other people, and believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, good question. I think it's a combination. You need to believe in yourself, but at the same time, you need to have a humble attitude to be able to ask other people about feedback and what they see in yourself, even with those people who doesn't see the best thing in yourself. But always, if you are open to the feedback of others, always you find something that you can be useful and you can learn from it. I always ask for feedback in my lectures, in my trainings, in my behavior with people. And I have also some people who I trust them, that after a meeting or after a conversation with other people, I ask them, how do I have seen myself? And sometimes they say, oh, Enrique, this was not a good question. You react in a different way. This not. And I accept it. It's not, sometimes it's a little bit painful, but at the same time, it's a nice information to help you to continue to move forward. And then after that, you need to connect again with yourself and say, okay, I believe in myself. This is just a training. This is just a learning process. This is a journey. So I will not judge myself. I will not punish myself. I will continue believing in myself. But to believe in yourself is something deep. It's not something external. It's something deep. So you can be very sure inside and a little bit more humble outside for sometimes.
Thank you. Another question, and I'm quoting it word for word here. I'm an artist, and for the past few years, I have been on a beautiful self-growth adventure. It expands my being, opens up so many new perspectives. However, today I have realized I fear this expansion might take me away from my creativity. How to trust and release that fear?
Mhm. Well, I think fear it's just a thought, in fact. So maybe you need to go inside and observe from where it comes, this thought that creates fear, and work on it. Because remember, and this, when I realized this, very simple sentence, but when I realized many things change in my life, thoughts are just thoughts, but we believe in them. And fear is a thought that comes into your mind. So observe this thought and observe the impact that has in your life, and be detached from it and say, well, from where it comes and why I'm believing in that thought, and try to find alternative thoughts, thoughts of enthusiasm, thoughts of hope, thoughts of possibilities, and put these thoughts in your mind when the other thought came. So yes, all the time we have to be working with fears, with different things that emerge inside ourselves. But the observation, the awareness, the stillness inside will help you to put aside this thought and to continue to believe in yourself and create the thoughts that you want to create. Mm.
All right, next question. I struggle with feeling guilty. So so I find myself trying to please other people rather than be true to myself because I don't like experiencing guilt. Do you have any advice?
This is a very interesting question and very deep question. This is another lecture, more than a lecture. The feeling of feeling guilty is very deep inside ourselves, and we need to work very deeply because it's very ingrained in our culture, and we have like inherit it from other people. No? And it's true. We want the acknowledgement of others. We want to please others so that we receive this gratification of the recognition or appreciation of others. And if not, we feel bad. So it takes time. But the thing is, start to work again in yourself. Start to work and believe in your true qualities, and you don't need to please others. This is so important. These are very powerful thoughts. It's in negative, no? I don't need to please, but it's very positive at the same time. I don't need to please others. This thought I put in my mind a long time ago is not necessary. I want to be myself. I want to be more authentic. And if someone gets upset, not because I create upset in them, because they think that they're expecting something different from me, is their problem, is not my problem. So you need to start small, but do little things differently, and start to say no, for example, and start to say I don't need to please, and not please to everyone. For example, the other day, few days ago, I was working with a person, with a woman, and she is a person who is pleasing. She was pleasing her family a lot. And last week she said to her son, which is 28 years old, so it's almost independent, but he said to him, now I've pleased you so many times and I've done so many things for you. Now you will do your own things for yourself. I will finish. This is not my task, so I'm independent from you. It took for her a lot of effort, but then she felt so well. And his son felt empowered, in fact, because then he realized that he has to be more mature and not ask for everything and depend on her mother. So sometimes we need to be clear, and we need to be in a position to risk ourselves a little bit, but you will see it's not a risk, it's a liberation. But it takes time. It takes time.
Thank you. This is offered on a tangent, and the person is asking, I'm confused what career path to choose. I'm overthinking, doubting, as there is a huge choice, and I don't know what is best. Do you have any suggestions on how to find your life purpose?
So these are very deep questions. Again, it takes time to find your life purpose. You can find a purpose of some more small thing about a project or your purpose about this moment in your life, but the life purpose takes time. I work for executives and we do programs of 3 days with reflections, questions, conversations. And one of the work that they have to do is to find their purpose. And for some of them, it's very difficult and they take sometimes 1 year or a few months to just to start to see what is the purpose. So I would say first, have patience. Because sometimes if you don't have patience, this creates a resistance to really find your purpose. And at the same time, purpose is not so difficult because it's something that is inside ourselves. It's something that is giving meaning to our life. So observe yourself. What are the things that you like to do? What are the things where you feel really enthusiastic with energy? What are the things that make you alive, gives you energy? And these things are connected with something that is behind them, which is your purpose. And maybe you cannot find a real sentence explaining your purpose, but you will, if you continue to develop this observation, you will see that you will slowly, you will find more clarity about what is your purpose. But one thing is clear, everyone human being purpose, it's connected with contribution, it's connected with service, it's connecting with doing something for others. First for yourself, of course, but also for others. So observe what is your contribution? What can be your offer to the people? What can you give to them so that you can contribute to make the life of others more happy, more peaceful, more, more well-being for others. No? So connect with the contribution and maybe you find something more clear.
Lovely. Enrique, do you have any pointers on how to respond to negative or hurtful comments and judgments from others in a kind and compassionate way? So you maintain your feeling of self-worth without being too affected by criticism or negative remarks.
Not so easy. I cannot say that I'm completely free from the impact of this negativity if someone says criticism or something. But what I do first is compassion with myself. So if I had a bad feeling inside myself because I feel this criticism or this bad comment, I accept myself also and I treat myself with compassion. And I say, Enrique, it's normal that you feel this because this has been something not good. This comment is really hurtful. No, it's very painful. So it's normal that you feel pain. Okay, this is the first thing, accepting whatever feeling is inside yourself. But then the second thing that I do is, okay, but this feeling, if I continue to have it in myself, I giving pain to myself. So because now I know that if you create thoughts that gives you pain, you are punishing yourself. So then second thought is, well, I feel this pain, but I don't want to have this for a long time. So I know that if I create good feelings and good wishes for the other person, I will feel better. So in fact, is a thing for me, not for others. People think that we have to forgive others, we have to accept others, but in fact, all these things is for you because this energy you are giving first to you. So if you want to really be free in life, don't accept these negative feelings because usually when someone criticizes you, is their pain inside their heart that is expressing to you, almost always. So when you are able to understand this, well, okay, the energy arrives to you, you feel this pain, okay, you treat them, but then you understand that she's or he is just expressing their pain. So then if you realize that, you are able to give them love, peace, kindness, because especially you want to be free from these ill feelings. So this is very important to understand. You are not doing something for them, you are doing something for yourself. So I'm very clear with myself. I want to be peaceful. I enjoy be peaceful. I want to sleep well every day, which I do. And I know that these things will take my sleep, will take my peace, and I don't want. So I prefer to accept them, to give them love, to send them good vibration because it's helping me, in fact.
Thank you. So that's dealing with criticism from other people or judgment from other people. But what if you have people in your life who just don't believe in you? How do you deal with that?
Yeah. Then you need to be detached.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Detach is to create a distance, healthy distance, and not accept whatever they say to you or the vision they have to you. Remember that you are the one who accepts whatever comes from outside. We do it so quickly that we don't realize that, but we accept. So if are people that don't believe in you, okay, but don't be dependent on them. This is the idea. So detach is you don't depend on them. You relate with them if you have to, because it's your job or your family. You have to be there, but at the same time create some healthy distance and work on yourself, and don't allow and don't accept the feelings that they are sending to you. Because again, if these people are sending you these feelings that they don't believe in you, I'm sure that inside themselves, they don't believe in themselves also. Because whatever we are expressing is whatever we are working inside, consciously or unconsciously. So when you understand this process, you can be compassionate to others and say, okay, this is the vision that you have for me. Okay, I accept it externally, but I don't accept it internally. But don't create tension, and don't expect from them to change, because this is also a very tricky thing. People that don't believe in us, we try to make them believe in us. We try to convince them. We try, and then there is a lot of energy and creates a dependency. And the more we do this, the more they reject us. I don't know if this is your experience, but this is my experience. So finally you realize the thing is had to be a little bit distance, detachment, and accept them as they are, but not accept the things that they say to me. And I have to work on myself and see what others say to me that they believe in me, because you find all kind of people. So I would say don't enter in the game and don't get trapped in this game.
Mm. Okay. How do you stay focused and concentrate on things you want to achieve? And how do you stop yourself from being distracted by others?
Mm. Especially today, nowadays we have so many distractions. So this is a real challenge also for me, and also interruptions from people. Well, sometimes it's very practical things. I need to have my agenda. I have things in my computer, but also I have things in the paper, agenda, physical agenda. And I sit in the morning and I connect with my purpose. I connect with the projects that are really important for me. And I put the things that are really important for me and I want to achieve today. The calls that I have to do really important, and the rest of the things are there. So when I get distracted, that is normal because so many things comes in the middle. I need to see again what is written there and connect again. So it's very practical. You need to connect all the time to remind yourself what's important for you. Because if not, you finish, you end up in another place and you finish the day and say, what have done today? Just pleasing others and doing all things for others and not have done my own things. So I have all the time my agenda in front of myself, or I write a paper and I say 3 things today, and I has to be focused on that. And even though like this, I forget sometimes, because sometimes distractions came and they hijacked me, you know. So you need a lot of attention. This is why meditation, even mindfulness, which is more simple meditation, no, is very useful to be aware, to be present, to be attentive, to realize the energy where it goes, the attention where it goes. So this training is very useful, but also very practical to write things and to reflect about what is important for you in your life. What are things that you want to focus that gives meaning to your life? And this will give you the energy to be focused on that.
Lovely. Enrique, how can we change limiting self-beliefs?
Well, we have been talking about this before, no?
Mm.
Limiting beliefs are thoughts that you have accepted. Again, the same story. This is not reality. Limited beliefs are thoughts that you have accepted from your parents, from the family, from the school, from your friends. In some moment in your life, someone said something to you as has entered into your unconscious mind and then has been there, and you, because you didn't know why, maybe you were not aware, you accepted it and you put it inside yourself. And then this limited belief is influencing you all the time in your decisions, in your behavior, in your life. So now I would say, realize that limited beliefs are just thoughts, and learn to meditate and go inside yourself, observe how they come out, these thoughts, and don't accept them. Allow them to go and create a new story. Sometimes it's not easy to create in your mind, so write a diary, write a journal. Journaling is very helpful. I have written many times my vision of myself. How do I see myself? Not what I do, also I've done, but how do I see myself? How do I want to become? And write it. I've written several pages. And sometimes I read it again because I forget. And then I change these limited beliefs with new thoughts. How I want to see myself, what I want to become, who I want to be. And you need to remind yourself every day, constantly, because these limited beliefs, even understanding them, they are so deep rooted that they're influencing you. So now understand they are only thoughts, but they are influencing you, okay? But don't allow them, put new thoughts every day, every day, every day. And you will see that slowly, slowly, these will die and the new ones will emerge.
Okay, here's another question. Are you okay? We're running over, but are you okay to continue talking? Is that all right? Lovely. So the next question. Trusting others is very difficult for people recovering from past abuse in relationships, and often not really realizing when a situation is dangerous or unhealthy, because there is a longing to trust others. Do you have any advice on protective boundaries?
I would say the more you get connected with yourself again, and the more you self-value yourself, and the more you don't depend on the opinion, on the appreciation, on the recognition of others, you appreciate others, but you start to appreciate yourself. This is a very important thing. Then you can be with people and be closed and trust, and at the same time have a sense of space to perceive if it's right or not, if it's danger or not. But the more you feel strong in yourself, the more you feel confident with yourself, the more you will be confident also in some situation that maybe is not so good. But the main thing is to strengthen your inner potential, your inner power, so that you can face any situation externally. But you need to work inside, because you never know externally. Today, the world is, in fact, is dangerous. There are so many people who's not bad people, I would say, but people with a lot of suffering also inside. And when they express this suffering, sometimes they uh, give sorrow to other people, or are painful with other people. So there is a lot of exchange of sorrow. So we need to be very strong inside. I've observed myself through many years, of course, of meditation and studying spiritual knowledge and listening to a lot of lectures and reading books and working on myself. Now I can be in front of a difficult situation and I feel secure because I have a inner strength. So I would say develop the inner strength, and then you will get this intuition to know who to trust, who not to trust so much, but you will feel secure inside yourself.
How many times and how long do you recommend meditation daily?
For me, meditation, it's an attitude in life. It's not a question of time. Yes, there is the official meditation. So you sit and you look for a position and then you create a technique or you create thoughts. So it's important every day to have formal meditation. How much? Well, if you start small and then grow every day a little bit. The important thing is to do it every day because meditation needs a constancy. I practice meditation for a few hours sometimes a day, if I can. So time is depending on you. But what I would say is attitude, meditative attitude. And this is that during the day, it's good to put attention to your thoughts, to put attention to your inner world. What is happening inside? What am I feeling now? What is this feeling here? So to know yourself more, to check yourself how you are, and if you need to change something, to put a different thought. Sometimes I observe myself having a thought of fear because I've listened to some news or some comments of people, and suddenly this thought has entered inside myself and I didn't realize, and it's creating an impact, an experience. But because I checked during the day, I said, hey, what's this? I said, this is not true. This is just a thought. And even I can relate it where it comes from. And then I say, no, I'm fine with myself. Things will work well. Things will move forward. So change this thought. So this is meditative attitude. During all the day, you create a habit of checking yourself inside and be able to adjust, to modify, to manage your inner world. And then you manage your external experience. Mhm.
Enrique, how do you keep the faith when everything seems to be going wrong?
Well, here it's the faith in yourself. Everything outside can be wrong, can go wrong, but inside you are the master of yourself if you train yourself. So you can create your inner world stable. I always have about myself, I create a metaphor, no? Or sometimes images help you more. So my metaphor, my image is how you say, a lighthouse, no? A beacon.
Mm.
So I see myself, I become this beacon, this lighthouse, like a tower, no? Stable, firm, and the waves of the sea come, but I continue to give light and I feel stable. And I can even physically sometimes feel that I'm just like a beacon, very strong, very firm, very stable. And the waves, you've seen these photos, no? Sometimes of beacons in waves, big waves, but the lighthouse remains very firm, very stable. So create an image inside yourself of becoming, and well, outside we cannot control what things outside, but work more inside yourself and be there as much as you can. Mm.
Mm. Thank you. There's a few other questions, not so much on the topic, but are pretty relevant to our time right now. So I'm just going to throw those at you if that's okay. So first one, any tips on dealing with loneliness during lockdown, living on your own?
Yeah. Well, there is always the opportunity to listen to podcasts, to classes, to join a community of people who are meditating. For example, we are offering in Madrid meditation in the evenings, and one evening was 1,500 people connected. So there are many people. And when I was meditating, I was creating also the feeling of connection. I was saying, now even if you are alone at your house, feel that you are connected with more than 1,000 people. And then people wrote in the chat, no? Oh, it was a nice feeling of feeling connection. So I would say, find a way to connect with people, but in a spiritual way, in a way that help you to grow and have this connection of some activities that will help you to develop consciousness, to be better with yourself, because now it's the moment that many people are looking for that. And then develop, it's an opportunity to develop the relationship with yourself, and to become your best friend. Maybe this is the moment.
Thank you. How, what can I do with my regret and grief?
In short, become free. Free yourself. Free yourself. These are ill feelings that is like poison, that are creating illness inside yourself. Whatever has happened, whatever you have done, put a full stop, is the past, create new thoughts, change your feelings, be determined, because you need determination, but really say to yourself, this is finished, no more. Now I have new possibilities. I always love this sentence. It's called, today is the first day of the rest of my life. And it's true. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. So create today the rest of your life. Don't leave the past in the present. No, don't leave. And don't continue to live the past in the future. So because then you are living your past all the time. So now the past is the past. Make this determined thought. And sometimes they is so strong that you need help. So visualize a being of light. Send to this being of light all this regret, all these ill feelings, and surrender this and take the light and move forward.
Thank you. I'm going to have to say we have to call it an evening. Just to finish off, I want to say thank you to Enrique. There have been many, many messages of thank you. Muchas gracias. Somebody's written to say thank you for the inspiration, your warmth, and the thoughts you've shared with us this evening. So thank you.
Thank you very much.